The child prodigy has all but vanished in tennis, making it impossible to identify today's best teenage prospects. Teenagers used to dominate the sport. Martina Hingis was world number 1 at the age of 16, while Bjorn Borg, Rafael Nadal, and Boris Becker all had 2 Grand Slam victories while still in their teens. Are there still young stars surging through the ranks? Well, let's have a look. First up, what do we know about Ksenia Efremova? Ksenia Efremova was just 3 years old when her mother realized she would become famous. One day, when her elder brother was playing tennis, Efremova grabbed one of his rackets and started striking a basket of balls, as she regularly did. She began throwing the balls to herself. Former professional tennis player Julia Efremova told CNN, "I was taken aback because all of the balls were going over the net and she was doing the moves flawlessly. I persuaded myself that because she was so enthusiastic about it, now was the moment to collaborate with her. It wasn't truly my decision." This is where she began her career. Efremova is generally regarded as one of tennis's most promising young players at the age of 12, and she has already established herself as something of a celebrity, with over 35,000 Instagram followers and sponsorship agreements with Nike and Yonex. Serena Williams' coach, Patrick Mouratoglou, created the famed Mouratoglou Tennis Academy in France in 1996. The school has selection weeks throughout the year, during which ambitious young stars from all around the globe showcase their abilities and fight for a spot. They come to be challenged on the physical, tennis, and of course mental fronts. Mouratoglou continues, "They might be seen practicing. We also monitor their competitiveness and decide whether or not to assist them. We can't assist everyone, but we're trying our best to help those we believe have the most potential, with the ultimate goal of finding a method to help them achieve their potential and be the best they can be in the future." So what does Patrick Mouratoglou think of this outstanding athlete? Ksenia Efremova. Starting at the age of 9, every kid enrolled in the academy has access to a coach, a fitness coach, and a medical staff, providing them with an unparalleled support system. They are also given detailed debriefs of tournaments and tough matches, with Mouratoglou noting that the stress of competition is the greatest method to determine which elements of their game need the most work. Coco Gauff and Stefanos Tsitsipas are 2 current emerging players that attended the famous institution throughout their formative years. Efremova was 9 years old when she came to the school from Russia with her mother, who is also her coach, and Mouratoglou says he saw her extraordinary potential immediately. "Ksenia has incredible potential. I believe she is the full package," he says. "She's a terrific athlete. You can see her on social media. She can do complete splits, dance, and perform a variety of other things outside from tennis. She's moving fairly well. Her mother is tall, therefore she will most likely be as well. Her photographs are stunning. Her technique is impeccable. She is capable of snatching the ball early. She's an arrogant braggart. She's a strong competitor. So in terms of the larger picture, it's incredible." Julia believes that her daughter's engagement in many sports has aided her daughter's growth as a well-rounded athlete at such a young age. Not only has it given her a variety of transferable physical attributes such as endurance and flexibility that have enhanced her as a tennis player, but Julia believes it was also critical in ensuring Efremova would not get bored with playing too much tennis too quickly. Following that, Efremova wants to be a legend. Few children will face the amount of pressure and expectation that Efremova had for years, but Mouratoglou compares her situation to Gauff's as she rose up the ranks. Failure, according to Mouratoglou, is an essential part of the process of learning to deal with stress, since failing is understanding. He argues that at school, students are taught how to exhibit their worry and nervousness before a game, which has a bad influence on them. Naturally, some children handle stress and anxiety better than others. Efremova is still studying, according to Mouratoglou, but she has made tremendous progress in her time at the college, while the expectations of everyone in the whole tennis world cause the greatest stress. Mouratoglou believes Efremova puts more pressure on herself than anybody else. Will she live long enough to be recognized as a legend? Please leave a remark below. Moving on, how does Efremova overcome her tragedy? Nothing, however, demonstrates Efremova's amazing grace more than her most recent tournament victory, the Tennis Europe Junior in Sweden. Alexei Efremov, a former amateur hockey player, has been battling cancer for almost 2 years. His mother thought that he would come in second place. Julia claims she was forced to choose between telling Efremova and waiting for the incident to be handled. It was tough, she admits, but Ksenia was competing, and I wanted to let her know. She was, of course, in tears. She was astonished. "Perhaps you'll surprise him," she reasoned. "No, Ksenia," I answered. "He's already in the sky. Therefore, it's impossible." I asked whether she intended to quit smoking completely. "Maybe we can put a stop to the competition and she'll come back." "No," she responded. "I'm going to play till this tournament is over." The final was held on Friday. Friday, December 3rd, barely 6 days after Alexi's death. Efremova won the tournament in honor of her father. "In memory of my father, who died while competing in Sweden," Efremova posted on her mother's Instagram account. "First prize. In my heart, you will always be regarded as the strongest person in the universe. I'll do all in my power to make your goals come true, and I'm certain you'll notice." Julia believes Efremova instilled in her a competitive desire as well as her father's hardness. She understands she made a decision Alexei would have approved of, and she has taken control of his soul, Julia says. "He's a large, strong guy, and she inherited his enthusiasm." Next up, Serena Williams says goodbye to Toronto following loss to Belinda Bencic. "I'm horrible at saying goodbye." A sob. Serena Williams confesses to having a lot of emotions after losing to Belinda Bencic in straight sets in Toronto. Williams was knocked out of the Canadian Open in the second round after losing 6-2, 6-4 to the Swiss. In an interview with Vogue magazine this week, the 23-time Grand Slam winner, widely regarded as the best player of all time, said that she is moving away from tennis and is ready for what's next. "Obviously, there were a lot of emotions," she stated after the loss, brushing away a tear. "I adore playing here, and I have always enjoyed playing here. I wish I could have played better, but Belinda was fantastic today. It's been a fascinating 24 hours. As I said in the article, I have a difficult time saying goodbye. But bye, Toronto. I was incredibly thrilled to come out here today and play in front of you guys," she said. "Thank you for your support." The 40-year-old is slated to retire after the US Open this summer, but her preparations for the Grand Slam event have been hampered by this defeat. Williams was on the back foot from the start, preserving 2 break chances in her opening service game, but was ultimately broken twice before Bencic took the first set on her 5th set point. Williams battled harder in the second set, but she eventually surrendered her serve for 4-3 and then went long with a forehand on match point, delivering the Tokyo 2020 gold medalist the victory. So, in her last remarks, she wished everyone who was playing luck. Finally, 3rd seed Stefanos Tsitsipas is stunned by Jack Draper. "This is why I put the hard work in." Jack Draper progressed to the 3rd round of the Canadian Open after upsetting 3rd seed Stefanos Tsitsipas in straight sets. To advance to the next round in Montreal, the British qualifier overcame the world number 5, 7-5, 7-6, his first win against a top 10 player. Draper gained an early lead in the first set with a break in the 3rd game, and then almost double-blocked the Greek serving game. Tsitsipas was able to hold and break back in the following game to seal a 3-3 tie. Draper, undeterred, seized the second break for 6-5 before serving out the set. In the second set, both players saved break chances in their opening service games, and the 20-year-old from London had to dig deep to save 3 break points to preserve the score at 3-3. Tsitsipas blasted a forehand wide on the last point of the set, giving Draper the tiebreak victory. "This is why I put in all the work," Draper said afterwards. "On evenings like these, on stages like this. My coach and I probably believed we weren't going after Washington last week. We intended to work out once a week to boost our self-esteem. However, it did pay off in the end." He continued saying, "I didn't have a plan. To beat Stefanos, I just thought I needed to play excellent tennis. He's at the top of his game for a reason, someone I've come to admire in recent years. It's fantastic to be there and express oneself." Draper will now face Gael Monfils, who overcame Maxime Cressy in a marathon match 7-6, 7-6. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you liked it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.